We're at Jackie from Early Retirement Wanderlust.
At the start of the month, we got back from a 5-week road trip around the United States of America, and we desperately were in need of a bit of a reset. We needed to look at our diet, we needed to look at our exercise, and we needed to look at our booze. We're 2 weeks in. This is our Sunday night roundup of how we're going.
So the answer to how we're getting on for me is actually not very well. I've been really poorly all week. I think after 36-hour flight delays and 9 hours sitting around in Heathrow, Richard probably picked up COVID and he's passed it on to me.
Yeah, not many people have mentioned, but I think I was looking a bit grotty last week, and yeah, I definitely had COVID at the back end of the week. And then you've been really poorly with it, haven't you?
Yeah, I've been in bed for 3 days, so I haven't done much of the exercise bit, but the food has stayed on track pretty well.
Yeah, we've continued to try and eat fresh and cook fresh, and with you being a little bit off it, that's probably helped as well. We've had loads of fresh veg, loads of fresh fruit. I did most of the cooking this week, so we did batch cooking as well, so pretty much everything we cooked, we managed to get another set of meals out of it, which was really good for the budget as well.
Yeah, Richard had to go and do a bit of an emergency shop because we were supposed to go midweek to my mum's and to our son's for a few days, but we just didn't. So you went and did a big old shop full of nice foods, comfort foods for me.
And on a positive point of view, being at home just makes it dead easy to be in a routine. So we went to see Luke this weekend, and that was a little bit more difficult, staying on routine when you're in someone else's house. But yeah, we just knuckled down, shut the doors, made sure that Jackie didn't infect anyone, and yeah, we've been okay. One of the things I've really tried to focus on this week is intermittent fasting. Now, Jackie doesn't believe in this at all, but it's just really simple. I just try and make sure that I eat within a set window. So I try not to have my breakfast until after 10 o'clock in the morning, and I try and stop eating by 8 o'clock at night. And that seems to be working all right for me.
He says I don't believe in it. Actually, I don't get up till 10 in the morning, so I intermittent fast anyway.
I think it's called holistic intermittent fasting. Yeah, just don't get up.
It works for me.
So with me being ill towards the back end of last week, I didn't feel that I really got into my routine of daily exercise. If you remember from a couple of weeks ago, we said one of the things that we were targeting in terms of our fitness in early retirement was to try and improve our endurance and to try and improve our strength. I hadn't done any strength training for quite some time. So we are doing the 100 push-up challenge, the daily challenge. So that's helping. But I'm doing a really simple 3 times a week exercise routine, and I'll just put it on the screen now so you can have a look at it. An EMOM just means every minute on the minute. So I've just got a series of 10 exercises that I do. It takes 10 minutes a day, and I try and do that 3 times a week. And it's just something that eases me back into exercise. If I did something much more challenging, then it'd just wreck me and I wouldn't be able to get that consistency and to train every other day. So it works for me. It seems really easy, but it should be really easy. Doesn't require any equipment, just requires your body to provide the resistance. And an EMOM is really simple. You just try and exercise. The sweet spot is about 40 seconds. So exercise for 40 seconds, rest for 20 seconds, and then move on to the next exercise. 10 minutes and you're done in the morning. So that's worked out really well. And then I'm trying to put in a couple of endurance sessions, which again is just a simple routine of just going out for a short run. I've done a couple of runs last week, 20 minutes up the hill and back, and nothing more than that, because you know, I'm getting on a little bit and I just need to make sure that I build that chain. You'll have probably gathered that Jackie didn't join me on any of this, and that's absolutely right and proper, because when you're poorly, life just gets in the way, and the worst thing that you can do is to try and work your way through it. So the best thing that Jackie could do, and she did that, which was just stay in a bed and recover, and then hopefully next week we can get back into it together as a couple. On the 100 push-up challenge, which is linked with the cancer research campaign in November, I'm really loving that because it's an absolute arbitrary target. You either do your 100 push-ups or you don't, and that no-brainer sort of approach is I'm still breaking it up, so I'm trying to do 33 before breakfast, 33 before lunch, and then 34 before dinner, and it seems to work right up until the point I was at Luke's house and I completely forgot to do it. So I was in bed and realised I'd got another 34 to do, so I had to get out of bed and I was on the bedroom floor doing push-ups just before I went to bed. Not ideal, but it's a really, really good challenge that we're enjoying.
And then the last thing that we said that we wanted to clean up a little bit after our long holiday was just making sure that we weren't drinking too much, because we'd got into a bit of a habit of having a bit of a wine or a beer every day. Easiest thing in the world when you're poorly and you've got COVID, because I didn't feel like drinking anyway. We did go to stay at our son's last night, and I did have a couple of nice lagers when we were out watching rugby. So yeah, that's been a good week as well.
Yeah, I've stayed clean again this week, which I'm quite pleased about. It's not been that difficult, but I either switch on or switch off. Last night was difficult. I could have murdered a pint, but I decided not to. One of the things I'd listened to midweek was a Mel Robbins podcast, and I'll put it in the link below because it was just a really good hour-long podcast on changing your relationship with alcohol. She talked a lot of sense with some experts, and it just resonated a lot. So yeah, that got me through yesterday.
Actually, we're quite enjoying just drinking lots of fizzy water and lots of pop.
Yeah, and absolutely feeling a lot better on it. The quality of my sleep when I drink is terrible, so I'm just really, really enjoying getting some good quality sleep over the last fortnight.
I've had lots of night nurses, so I've not had any struggle sleeping anyway. This week will be a little bit different. We have got some friends coming up to stay for 2 or 3 nights, which will be lovely. And they've got some children, and we are going to go and do lots of hiking. So the exercise part will be really easy. We'll be out doing lots of mountain walking. The drinking part might be a bit more tricky, particularly for Richard if he's still saying he's not drinking in November. Yeah, we'll see how we get on.
Yeah, one of the things I've learned from my podcast is never say never. So I'm holding that as a caveat. So yeah, looking forward to next week. See you later.
Bye.